I'm hoping that today's bullet journal video is a little shorter than last week's. Last week's was pretty girthy, and all I'm doing this week is going over my numbers that I filled in and putting in my weekly shit. If you'd like to see kind of how I set up this whole spread right here, you can look at last week's video. I'll have it linked up above somewhere in the ether. But for now, let's just look at this. Looking at my time tracking situation, overall, I spent the most time sleeping. I should hope so. The next amount of time, largest amount of time, was on my YouTube channel. But overall, if you add together these three, like the work hours, that would be the second largest amount of time. And then my time with my husband was actually quite a bit. Our summertime schedule tends to go a little differently when it comes to custody. So I had a lot of one-on-one time with my husband this last month, which sucked because I missed my kids, but was nice because I got to see him at least. If we look at overall picture of how I spent my time, I completed 24 total days. There were some days where I did some tracking, but I didn't complete them. The number of hours over the course of the month that I missed was 135.5 hours. If you take that out of the equation, the time I spent like on my lifestyle stuff, my husband, sleeping, my kids and friends, was about 312.5 hours, not counting the time that I didn't track. The self-care stuff, hygiene, not just self-care, but like life care, I guess, because it's hygiene, time I spent cooking, time I spent on errands and on doing chores was 90 hours. Work, which I included church in because it's basically an unpaid job, was 184 hours. And then rest, not resting, but like the rest, reading, farting around on social media, and fucking off was 22.5 hours. I spent way more time fucking off than I did farting around on social media. Most of my spare time that when I wasn't doing much of anything was spent binge watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not gonna lie. If you look at the overall picture here, an area I would like to improve would be time spent with friends and time spent with the kids, but that's kind of hard to do. Between sharing custody and then being back in school, there's only so many hours in the day that I can do for that. I'm feeling good about the time I'm spending with my husband though. I'm feeling pretty good about my sleep, even though I know it's not very good quality sleep because of my kidneys pressing on me. If you've ever been hella pregnant, you kind of understand how hard it is to sleep when you got something big in your belly. I'm working this month on being more efficient when it comes to filming and things like that for the channel. You'll see an upcoming video on how I plan my content where you'll kind of get an idea of my progress on that. But I'd like to divert some of this time to Patreon. I'm trying to get more time put to that and to other things. So that's just a balancing act. When it comes to the rest of this, I'd like to condense my errands time down a bit. I feel like I go to Target every fucking day and I need to make it once a week. When it comes to these things, I'd like to mark more reading time. I don't always mark it if I'm traveling or if I am doing something else. Sometimes I'll sit and read, but I like devoted reading time. I would like to reduce the fucking off time, which I mean, that just means less binge watching, though I just started The Handmaid's Tale and Queen of the South, so I might be fucked on that one. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good about where my time is going. I'm going to continue to track it though, because I feel like it is helping me. And in October, maybe I'll reevaluate the different categories. But for now, I'm going to stick with these because I feel like they're the most accurate for what I'm doing at the moment. The most consistent habits I had for the whole month were drinking water. I got my water in every day, which is my nephrologist would love me for that. And both of my challenges, I completed the entire thing. So woohoo! The habit that I did the least of was getting up at 6:30 a.m. 10 days out of the month. But honestly, it's 10 more days than I thought I would get. So I'm pretty proud of that. These three, Instagram stories, and checking my comments on YouTube, I need to get better at being more consistent with those. Overall, looking at my habits, I'm feeling fairly good about it. I'm going to continue to have all of these habits in my habit tracker this month. Like I want to stay on top of water and these three things that I did all month. I want to see if I can get 2 months in a row, but the rest of these could all use some work. I got my task list filled in, by the way. Got a lot of tasks this month, even though my appointments are actually fairly light. If you look at August, where the fuck is it? If you look at August, I had a lot going on here. And if you look at July, those were all heavy appointments. But so far in September, I don't have a lot of appointments, which is really nice because I've been feeling so shitty that it'll be nice to kind of have some time to really buckle down and focus. As for habits, I kept all of the same habits as before because like I said, I can continue to work on them. However, I did add one. I added no spend. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy things if I need to, but I don't want to do like any impulse shopping or buying random shit that it looks cool. I got to get a handle on that so I have money for Christmas and other things. This also kind of goes along with my Shop Your Stash challenge, which I'm filming this on Monday. So this video will have gone live for Shop Your Stash by now. So go check that out if you want to see the challenge. But I want to just keep that. I'm not putting heavy parameters on it. It's mostly No impulse shopping, no Etsy shopping. Just stay the fuck off of shopping, Cindy, unless you absolutely need to order something. And none of this, I have to order something on Amazon for one of the kids, so I might as well add on some shit. Let's not do that either. This is where I'm at for doodles. I really like how the skyscraper turned out and my letter from me, because that's just how I roll. And then if we look at my Llamas Love Lettering every damn day, you can see Grease 2 has started. And I'm feeling great about that. Wrapped up Buffy the Vampire Slayer, starting Grease 2. So basically, yeah, the where my month is looking right now so far is going pretty well. I'm not doing much today, so my Monday is going to be pretty small. And I'm about to head into the pages in the back of this notebook that are not dot grid anymore. So I'm going to just hustle through. My goal is to get through the entirety of September in this journal before I start another one. And on that note, I'm not going to add any more collections or anything. Today, I'm just going to draw on my habit tracker and my lettering pages, and I'll be good to go. The one thing I will add is that I have been really thinking about what in the hell to do since I don't ever use these notes sections. Maybe I should do I keep thinking maybe a total. It would be easier at the end of the month to have a total. These pages are smaller than the Scribbles That Matter journal that I'm going to use next. So I don't really want to come up with something brand new that's not going to fit the next one. So for now, I think I'm just going to keep it as is, and who knows, maybe I'll wind up using it. You never know, right? You never know. So the last couple of days, I've been using these Pigma Micron pens rather than the Tombow pens. I'm just, rotating out. I'm going to add in my time tracker now with these pens, and I just need to do my trying to figure out where the fuck everything is supposed to go situation. Putting these times in to see if I did it right. I've been bit in the ass too many times of trying to draw this out and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Sweet. It's always stressful seeing whether or not I actually got this right this time. I'm gonna add in my obsolete little notes box. That is the jankiest little G ever. This sloppy as fuck situation today. I guess that's just kind of, this is gonna be like, I feel like as I'm reaching the end of this notebook, I just want to get through it so that I can actually have some completion in my life. I mean, you never know. These are my lifestyle type categories: sleep, my husband, kids, friends, which, like I said, needs to be a focus this month because I am terrible at getting my ass out of the house to go hang out with people, often because I am kind of a homebody. I don't like going out very often, or even just seeing people. Not because I don't like people. Okay, maybe part of it's because I don't like people, and part of it's just because, I don't know, I'm antisocial a lot of the time. We have Patreon, YouTube, business that I can't spell, and church. I'm anticipating this week and next week being church heavy because I have a board meeting coming up, as well as some other shit that's happening. My minister's coming back this week, fingers crossed. So it's going to be a busy week for church shit. Hygiene, food, chores, errands. Let's see if I can reduce my number of errands trips. I know I have to run some errands tomorrow, probably today as well. It's just, we'll see what happens. I really want to get the other pack of mild liners, so if you know where to get it where I don't have to order all 3 packs or pay $8,000, will somebody please, the newer, there's one with like a darker gray and a coral color. I would really, not redeemed. Fuck, I can't spell this week. Fucking off. Remember, that's watching TV and shit, not having sex. That's a different category. I feel like I always have to add that because my Instagram pictures always make it look really unfortunate. So there's my time tracking. And while I'm in here, I'm just going to add my Monday situation in. I'm going to start thinking about a different way of doing daily tracking. I just haven't decided what that is yet. I cannot spell today. Finally not in the fucking hundreds anymore. That would be nice. But I'm not doing much today except for filming this. Gotta go to Target, church emails, laundry. Not much today. I'd like to spend some time hanging out with my husband because he has the day off. Now I just need to draw in my lettering for the week, and I think I will be good to go. If you were looking for something like super interesting and different this week, you are sadly mistaken. I am probably going to spend the majority of September just doing the same old to wrap up this bullet journal. And then when we move into the bigger one, that's going to be some changes happening just because I'm going to have a little bit more space. At least that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. You never know, it might change. But for now, I am not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm feeling relatively okay with what I've been doing, so we'll see how that goes. I will say, when I have finished this journal, I will give you my thoughts on it. This Write Planner Company dot journal that I've really been enjoying using, but I will give you my full thoughts on it, and I think I'm going to have a giveaway. Rebecca, the owner of the company, is going to help me do a giveaway of these wonderful journals to some of you who are bullet journal noobs. Just like me. This is not what I want. I do not want to put that there. Where's my whiteout? Do I have whiteout? I think I have whiteout. This is like shitty dollar store whiteout, but it's still whiteout. I'm not doing the same thing I did last time. I am going to try my damnedest to wrap up the month of September. I just don't want to find myself in a situation. Like, let me know in the comments if you have been bullet journaling for a while. What do you do when you start a new journal mid-month? Do you move all your monthly shit over? Do you just keep going back to your old one until the end of the month for things like your task list and your other monthly shit you might be doing? Do you move everything over? Do you copy it all? Like, what do you do? I don't want to do that, so I am going to do my best to finish September out in this book. I don't really want to add more collections and shit anyway, because knowing that I'm going to be moving out of this as soon as I finish it. But like, this is a new experience for me. As a relative noob to bullet journaling in general, the fact that I'm getting close to the end of a notebook feels like momentous for me, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I guess I could go watch videos, but what I found when I watch a lot of bullet journal videos by people who've been doing it for a long time, I find myself trying to do things that, like, the monthly review is a great example of that. I saw other people doing a big monthly review, so I thought, well, then I guess that means I have to do a big monthly review. And then it turns out I don't have to do a big monthly review. It's like on fucking Mean Girls when she's like, you know, she was wearing camo and flip-flops, so I wore camo and flip-flops, or whatever the case may be with Regina George. Like, I don't want to fucking Regina George my way through this bullet journal. I want to be Cindy in this bullet journal. And that's a lesson I keep thinking I have learned, and then I keep finding myself following whatever the bullet journaling crowd is doing, rather than paying attention to what I need to be doing, which I guess is like an ongoing thing in any community like this, planner or otherwise. And I'm not hating on people who are doing their own thing or following the crowd. It's just, I need to listen to what I need rather than what other people need. And I'm rambling, I know, but it's a continuation of my existential crisis from my last video. I'm expecting that in about another week, I will be into these different pages, which should be an interesting experience. If you have any suggestions on what do you do if you changed bullet journals mid-month, leave them in the comments just so I can have an idea of what people are doing. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.